Hello everyone, and welcome to our very first episode of Second Chance Sundays. Today's topic is the elephant in the room that nobody wants to talk about. It's the drug epidemic. It's everywhere in this country, and the reason we're here is to bring an open discussion and hopefully help people suffering in our community. Over the next few weeks, this is going to get real and really raw. So if you could, please take the time to share this video. It may not be you that needs it, but somebody maybe that you know it could help. Please bear with me, I'm really nervous, but I am human, so I do have my cheat sheets.
And emotional.
And emotional, yes. I might cry. I've almost cried 3 times this morning already.
Says 9 to 10, she's gonna cry.
Yeah, it's very touching to me, and yeah. Thank you for our sponsor, Cheryl DeBat, who is with WestCare. And thank you for making this episode possible. And okay, so 2016 was the worst year for drug overdose deaths in America, at least until 2017 came along. Preliminary data from the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention states that more than 72,000 people were predicted to have died from overdoses in 2017. That breaks down to roughly 200 per day. Yeah. So I'm here today with my co-host Joey. Say hi, Joey.
Hello, Joey.
Hello, Joey.
It's good. Hi, everybody.
And Kingman City Police Chief Robert DeVries. If you would have told me 2 years and 4 months ago, because of my own struggling battles with addiction, that I'd be sitting here with the city police chief,
Right.
I would have thought you were crazy. Okay, so you were the first city in
You're shaking.
I'm
It's
so
okay.
scared.
It's okay. You're shaking.
You were the first city in the state of Arizona to train officers on how to administer Narcan. What is Narcan?
Yeah, tell people what Narcan is.
Narcan is a reversal agent for opioid overdose. In other words, the best way to describe it is some of the physicians that I've worked with over the course of the last several years of, your opioids attached to your pain receptors in your brain. And they remain attached there, which eventually can lead to respiratory arrest, cardiac arrest.
Exactly.
What the naloxone or Narcan will do is it releases the opioid from the receptors. In other words, you get a chance to bring the person essentially back from the dead.
Back to life, because when they're having it, and I've seen it down out there. It's a weird thing. I mean, it's a beautiful thing, but I mean, it's weird to see somebody when they're literally. He just said it brings them back from the dead. They're overdosing and dying, and usually it's a respiratory overdose with heroin or opiates, excuse me, but it's heroin is my experience. So literally it takes their breath away, and they can't breathe anymore. Their body can't function, and this shot that they give them literally reverses it. But tell me if I'm wrong. Have you ever been there when somebody actually received Narcan?
Not physically.
Okay, so if you watch films or anything, people, when they come back from the dead with a Narcan shot, are generally mad at the person who administered it because it ruined their high.
You're kidding.
I've seen it. I've seen people just, and they don't realize they were dead 2 seconds ago. They just knew they were really, really high. And then an officer or a medical official or somebody brought them back from the dead, and literally they're sober like that. Bam.
Wow.
And it saves their life. It does.
Good. I'm glad it's out there and it's available. Okay, so what drugs can Narcan be used for preventing or reversing overdose?
Primarily, it's the opioid reversal agent is what it's for. Opioids would be anything opioid-based, oxys, heroin, anything that has that base to it would be a reversal agent.
Good. And does Narcan have a shelf life?
It does. It's typically 18 months to 2 years, and so that was something that we had to work through and figure out how we were going to do it. I'm very happy to say we purchased all of our original kits. We used drug seizure monies.
Wow.
So we took it from the drug dealers and put it back into the streets to hopefully have an impact. And our hospital now, KRMC, has been great to work with as our doses are expiring, because we're now at that 2-year mark.
Right.
And they're actually replacing it at no cost to us.
Good.
Real quick, we gotta
That's
speak louder.
amazing. Yeah, just a little bit louder. He has a soft voice, a very gentle and soft voice.
That's not been my experience with law enforcement.
Are you this soft when you're telling people to get on the ground?
We're in
Excuse me, sir, can you please get down?
we're in the firehouse. We gotta be quiet. We don't wait for the fire.
No
We
way.
don't want to wake the firefighters. Uh-oh.
He's not in the stomping grounds.
So how long does it take to work for?
You know, it depends. It can be anywhere from immediate, as Joey said, to sometimes it can take a couple of minutes, and sometimes it takes more than one dose.
Yeah.
We carry the nasal in our police cars, but you can also get the injectables. Nasal has a tendency to work quicker than the injectable.
Because it's on the membranes and
Exactly.
membranes and stuff. So that is cool that the officers, the law enforcement actually carry that in their car.
They do.
And
We have
dude,
a lot
that
of
is huge, man.
That is
That's
amazing.
huge. One thing that when you were asking him what drugs, and correct me if I'm wrong, you're the professional, but from my experience out there and just from my education is the heroin today on the streets is cut with a drug called fentanyl,
Correct.
which is a painkiller, an extreme painkiller that comes in patches. They scrape it down, they mix it with the drugs. That's what's killing people out there. That's a big part of it. Excuse me. It's the fentanyl out there that's laced into the heroin or the opioids is non-reversible. And it takes such a small amount. I've lost so many friends to this disease, and I've lost so many friends to overdose. But that small amount of fentanyl kills guys, kills people. Excuse me.
So does Narcan? Sorry to interrupt. Does
No.
Narcan help with the fentanyl?
It will help, but it's such a potent. You typically are going to need to take multiple dosages of the Narcan or stronger dosage. And as we mentioned earlier too, once you can get them into a medical facility, there's some individuals, based upon the level, as Joey was saying, they can be on a Narcan drip, an IV, for upwards of a week.
Oh wow.
Just to actually get their system cleaned out.
I didn't know that.
So it can be significant.
Wow. Okay, how important do you feel it is to have in every home or business or location? How important do you think that is?
You know, I think in today's society right now, with the issue that we're dealing with an opioid crisis, truly across the nation,
Absolutely.
I see it as just being something just like a first aid kit or a fire extinguisher. You should have some in every household that you would be able to, because you don't know when you're going to encounter something to this effect.
Absolutely.
And this disease knows no social bounds.
No.
It knows no age. So these are all things that we have to be prepared for, and hopefully can make a difference. And the nice part about the naloxone, some people have said, well, what if they're not really in an overdose? What if it's something else? It can't hurt them.
Reverse
It's
side
not
effects. There's
gonna-
no reverse
That's
side effects
amazing.
from it. So risk reward is not there. You know, if you think they're having if they happen to be having a seizure or something, and you think it's an overdose, and give it to them, it's not going to hurt them.
The only side effect that I'm aware of is in some cases they say it can cause tachycardia from the heart, causing some irregular rhythm. The other side effect is death.
Right.
Yeah.
From that aspect.
I'll take the skip heartbeat.
Yeah, I'll go
Sign
ahead
me
and let it
up-
jump a
sign me up
little
for
bit.
that.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah.
Hey,
Just a little bit of music for you guys.
Sorry, guys.
brought to
Live
you
and
by
blood.
Firehouse Coffee.
That was your commercial play.
All right, got that out of the way.
So, can anyone administer Narcan? How simple is it?
It's very simple. Like we say, we carry the nasal. Others have the injectables. The kits are available. They come with really just a very easy, and it's just like an EpiPen.
Okay.
If you've ever seen something to that effect. So it's very simple for an individual to be able to administer.
And I know Kingman. I didn't mean to interrupt. I know Kingman and you train your men down there and everything. What about the Bullhead area? Are our officers here in our local community here in Bullhead?
They are now all trained throughout the county and throughout the state. The governor, through his emergency declaration at the time, wanted to have 80% of the law enforcement agencies in the state carrying Narcan. I believe they
That's
are.
beautiful.
So it was quite a process to get that in place. As we were talking earlier, it took us almost a year to actually get it in place from when we began the endeavor, because it was something that had never been done in this area.
It's weird that you guys get any kickback at that at all. You know what I mean? Kickback meaning people opposed to it. You know, like people like, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? And then you have the people out there that go, oh, an addict deserves what he gets, or whatever out there, and stuff like that. It costs too much money, and I like what you guys were talking about a little bit ago. It has zero social bounds.
No, it doesn't. It
The
affects
disease
doctors,
the
lawyers,
disease
mothers.
addiction, I mean, this gentleman right here is in the business. I'm sure you could go from the spectrum of the high CEOs to the bottom of the barrel, unfortunate person who's sleeping under a tree. I mean, it knows no social bounds. It doesn't know age, race, creed, religion, lack of religion. It affects everybody.
And that's
You know
why,
what I mean? And it's just, it's such a scary thing that's going on out there. I mean, it's we've all lost people. You know,
Yeah.
I think every single person out there has been touched by the epidemic that's going on. In one way, shape, or form. You pick any John Q. public out there, and they got a friend, a family member who's either overdosed, died, or in prison.
yep, out of 100 people, if you were to interview them on the side of the road or wherever, and say,
99.
how is it affecting 99? At least 99 of them will be affected by.
Right. So the old stigma. People going, oh, that heroin, that's just for that guy in the box over there. It's not that.
It's not.
It's not. I mean, that's so whatever 1970s or 80s or whatever it is. This thing is everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, it's everywhere. It's officials. It's business owners. It's celebrities. It is the guy in the. It's everywhere, and you can't look at somebody and go, oh yeah, that person. Dude, you
can't tell.
It's
Some of
such
them,
a
yeah.
weird thing out there that's going on right now, and if we don't open our eyes as a race, as human race, I would say Americans or whatever, it's everywhere, but if we don't open our eyes and see it and offer treatment for people, it just gets worse and worse and worse. You know?
Yeah.
It's weird.
And we'll just lose more and more, and
Right.
it's a devastating thing. And I thank you for saying that, because it's very important.
Right, dude, it's a big deal.
You know, Joe, you're right, because and it was frustrating and disappointing to hear so often, why bother? And that to me just was not acceptable, because I didn't get into this line of work to make that kind of a decision. I got into this line of work to make a difference.
And save lives.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about, because that one time when they said, well, why bother? They're just going to do it again. Well, you know, maybe,
not true, man.
but
It's
maybe
not
not. It may be that one time that gives them the incentive to seek help and can turn their life around.
And
So
isn't it
that's what it's
like
about.
what you said, if even this, I know I came in here laughing, joking, that God dang it, this is early in the morning, it's like one day off. You got this guy driving down the hill for an hour away from his home. But if one person realizes that there's help out there and
Yes.
seeks help, or sees an officer here, sees a celebrity sitting
Yep.
here,
Yeah,
or-
right.
or me or anybody, and knows that you and I, our battles that we've done with, and knows that there's help out there, anything out there, and if it changes one person, it makes a difference. And I love what you just said, that and not stereotyping police officers in any way, shape, or form, but there's a lot, I know a lot of officers here in town, and I got one really close friend of mine, and he gets so mad when he hears another officer going, they get what they deserve, blah, 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 blah. And because the guy that's my friend, he's out there to make a change.
Yeah.
If one person can change, if one person gets off on a technicality, but it changes his life around, or anything, you know, or finds help, you know, it matters. It's changing lives. I mean,
Absolutely. For me, like how I envision this was, if one mom sees her son or daughter struggling, like a teenage kid with addiction, and is scared and doesn't know about Narcan and doesn't know what to do, like this can give hope to them. Okay, I can go out and get the resources I need to make sure that my child doesn't lose their life, you know. And as a scared parent, that's got to be absolutely terrifying to not know, you know, if you're going to go in your kid's room and they're not going to be breathing, they're not going to be awake.
walking there in their blue,
Yeah.
or whatever, you know, they're cold.
So that's what I thought about when I came this morning. And then I also looked at pictures, because like I said, I struggle with my own battles. So looking at the pictures of my kids while I was gone, and their eyes just looked sad.
And she did cry.
I did.
She did cry.
Yeah. But it's so true. It's just seeing how it affects so many lives. It's sad. So we're
I
here.
put my mom and dad through hell.
Mine, yeah.
Dude, I put my parents through. There's been so many nights where my brother would come and rescue me out of the ghetto, whatever, and I'd disappear for 5 days at a time. My father, man, and he would sit there and cry at night, going, "Well, I wonder if this is not gonna get the phone call."
Yeah. My mom.
You know?
My mom too.
When I was in jail for these nice fellows, it was the only night my parents actually got a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
Because they knew I wasn't gonna die. They knew where I was, where I wasn't gonna get that call.
Yes.
You know, because I'm selfish and self-centered to the core because it's
You
all
don't
about
even
me.
think that when you're
No,
going
no,
through
you
it.
just don't care.
No,
You don't
like
care.
you just don't think about it. Like
You're
all
having
you're
fun.
focused on is the next fix or the next
fix, right.
yeah, or not to feel like you're sick or going through that. So your drive is just for that
Right.
instead of oh my
You got
gosh, I'm
blinders- you got
devastating.
blinders on.
Yeah, I'm devastating my mom. I'm hurting my kids. I'm hurting my whomever it's affecting. Yeah, it's such yeah. But okay, so how much is Narcan and where can somebody buy it? Where's some place that they can
Like
get
if
it?
private individuals own it.
The great part about it is, it's free.
Really?
And up in Kingman, we started another program back in April with syringe access. We're also the first rural community in the state to offer a syringe access program.
Like an
But,
exchange, like in San Francisco, they have a needle exchange.
It is.
Yeah.
And that,
And
that,
that
took,
tops HIV.
that took a little bit of convincing on my part, but that's where we talk about the physicians that are actively involved with our coalition and the education they've given me. I've learned more about opioids in the last couple of years than I ever wanted to. But when you look at evidence-based programs, and syringe access is one of those that has proven itself across the country
Absolutely.
to actually work and prevent, because Mohave County doesn't just have a drug addiction problem, we have an HIV and hepatitis problem.
Absolutely.
And the more we can do with these types of programs, the more impact
It's
we
going to
can have
drop and
across
drop
the
and
base.
drop over time.
So now you can obtain your naloxone, your Narcan kits free through Sonoran Prevention in Kingman.
Wow.
And it's been successful. The other part about that is it builds the trust between the individuals working for Sonoran and the ones coming in for help.
Right.
To date, they've made over 150 referrals into treatment programs. And the part about that, again, you go back to some of the evidence-based, an individual that takes a referral for treatment through someone in that position are 5 times more likely to follow through than anybody else. So those are all huge steps.
And they don't have to be afraid to go in there, especially a struggling addict, because I know when you're in the disease of addiction, you're hyper paranoid about talking to anybody about your problem. You know what I mean? So it's hard for, when I was in my mess, to walk into some place, all right, why do you want my name and to get,
and to spill your guts and be like, I want
so
out.
it's a trusting thing where they can go there and I know this conversation gets a lot of feedback everywhere. The needle exchange program. Why are you helping them? Why are you doing that? It's not helping them because here's the deal. If you don't offer it, guess what? They're still going to get it. They're going to share. They're going to spread the disease of HIV, hepatitis, all kinds of bloodborne diseases. If you taking away their access point isn't going to stop the problem.
No.
You know what I mean? So now we just got to figure out what they're doing, and I think San Francisco was one of the first cities to get into that an exchange, needle exchange. But that's huge. I had no idea that they did that.
It's amazing.
So real quick, they just having a hard time hearing you they're saying.
Okay.
If you could just bring it up just a little bit.
Okay, you're bossy.
I told him to.
Yeah, she's the
Jeff and
bossy
Kat are
one.
very bossy.
I just follow orders.
I knew I was scared.
You should have been.
It wasn't of him, it was her.
Yeah, you should have been. Okay, so now that we've touched on everything, we're gonna go live, and if you guys would like to ask any questions, please feel free to ask anything. If you have anything for Joey, myself, or Mr. DeVries, go ahead and go on this thread. If you aren't comfortable with putting anything out there yet, we understand. Please also, you can go on www.v.news and leave a message for any of us 3.
Absolutely.
And so we'll be answering any questions or concerns now.
And the deal is too, it's are you wrapping up right now? Are you wrapping up?
We're gonna ask some questions. We're gonna see,
Okay.
Kat's gonna give us some stuff.
All right, cool.
I'm just creating some questions in my head that I'm thinking.
Okay.
So what, you were talking about the Narcan and that it can be available at Sonora for free. There are also people who use the opioids for pain, like through pain management and everything.
Sure.
Now Narcan is also available through a prescription as well, correct?
Absolutely. There is an open prescription in the state now. That was all part of the emergency declaration that the government did last year. So that makes it available, and really there's no reason someone should not be able to get a kit and have it readily available for themselves.
Do you know off the top of your head how many overdoses have occurred year to date, maybe just with
Mohave
from
County.
start within Mohave County? Just numbers off the top of the head. Not specifically the stats, but just something that you've known in your head of what is going on, how many numbers that
Sure.
you've seen.
What I can tell you is since we started carrying the Narcan, and since we got the Sonora prevention up and operational in the community, we've now had over 60 reversals.
Wow.
So
That's huge.
that's significant. That's 60 individuals that have
That
lived.
lives have been
lives
saved.
I
60
didn't-
lives saved.
I didn't hear reversals. I heard 60 lives saved.
That's it, and that's a way to
exactly
hear
what I
it.
heard, man. That's huge. It's monumental.
It is.
You know, and hopefully one or two or three, realistically, they all didn't seek help. Realistically, a lot of people went back to doing what they do because that's the creature, the nature of habit. But hopefully somebody seeked out
Yeah.
recovery, you know what I mean? And you know there's a different way to live, you know? Maybe that was the eye-opener.
Yeah, that could be it. Like even if it's just a few, that's life saved, and that's the most important thing.
Joey, this question is for you. What was your rock bottom?
What was my rock bottom?
What
Well, what?
Wow.
Which one is what I think for me?
what was your eye?
What year was
opener?
your worst year,
What
Sam?
was your eye opener?
Here's the deal, man. I'll give a little bit because we're not doing our stories right now. I'll tell you a little
Yeah.
bit about me. I've had a couple different bouts of recovery. I've had 9 years clean and sober, and happy, joyous, and free in my life. And you know what? I relapsed. I went back out. And to find out where my disease took me is I hurt every single person I've ever met. My mom, my father's passed away. Tomorrow's his birthday, and actually tomorrow's my 1 year clean and sober again. You know what I mean? So it's on my father's birthday. But just the utter hurt and pain that I caused myself because when I'm out there and I'm hurting my loved ones, my children, I got 2 sons, I got a business, I got brothers and sisters, and we got a close family, and just to know that I let every single person that I've ever known in my life down, and just, you become a liar, cheat, and a thief. Excuse me. When I'm loaded and I'm out there, I become a liar, cheat, and a thief. I believe that addicts are liars, cheats, and thieves, myself included. But there's change. People can change. So my lowest point, you know, I come from a decent home and stuff. Mom and dad were married my whole life. It didn't stop anything. I was still, when I got clean the first time, I was totally homeless. All my worldly possessions I could fit into a Walmart bag. I had the clothes on my back, a shirt, and a pair of chonies. When the first time I got clean, and I was literally homeless. And from showing up and doing the next right thing for the next right reason and seeking recovery, there is recovery out there. I was able to change my life around. And I have more today than I could have ever wished for in my life. You know, and nothing was handed to me ever. I worked my buns off. I had people that gave me a second chance in life, and to be in the homeless part and being out there right now, it's 47 degrees out there right now, man. And when you're out there couch surfing and doing, and when I'm out there, I thought I was living the dream.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
dude, look how cool I am. I'm
Yeah.
sucked up at 165 pounds, sitting on everybody's couch.
Yeah.
It's not about that, man. It was just the utter pain that was inside myself. Was sitting on the edge of a bed with a gun in my mouth, literally thinking that was the only way to stop using.
And now
I had
look
an
where
o-
you're
I had-
sitting
I had an
with Robert
overdose.
DeVries.
I was joking. I go.
myself.
Usually the only time I'm in a room with a guy like that, my hands are against the wall. But it's
Not
just
anymore.
such a cool thing.
Not
So
anymore.
I would say my bottom was a attempted suicide. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've lost so many friends, family members to suicide. This disease is just it made me think, and I had years of recovery. And when I relapsed, I didn't know that I can go back into my program and start over because of ego and pride kept me out. So I thought the only way to stop using was to eat a bullet. And I had a God intervention, if you will. I'll call it what
Yeah.
it is, man. And I had a bright light experience, and I found recovery again.
Congratulations.
It's badass.
Thank you. Yeah.
And with both of you
congratulations.
sitting here and doing this, it can be done. It can.
I'm no poster child about anything ever. It's not
Yeah,
like
no,
ever.
yeah,
that
do
you're
not
still
think I'm a
sitting
Do
role
not
model.
do what I do.
Absolutely.
But there is help out there, man. There's chance out there. it's not the like I said earlier, it's not just the bum in the street out there.
It's
man.
not.
It's everybody. It affects all of us. It affects you. I guarantee, and I didn't know you 30 minutes ago. We just started talking, but there's somebody in your life, somewhere in your circle, where the disease of addiction faces it. And I've never met you in my life. You know, it affects everyone.
It
You know, it
does.
doesn't matter if he's wearing a badge. You know, he still takes his shoes off the same way I do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know. Crazy. You can get me
Crazy.
all
Well,
misty
thank
eyed.
you. It's okay. You can cry.
If I had a feeling, you would have heard it.
I actually have somebody here that is supporting me that just came and showed up, and she was here to see my struggle. Both of them were here to see my struggle of addiction. And thank you guys so much. I had no idea they were coming, and they were here to see me at my absolute worst.
And this is where
Shannon
Ashley's
and
gonna-
Barry.
this is
can you
where
guys say
Ashley's gonna
hi?
tear up.
Yeah, I am trying so hard not to
I can
cry.
see her eyes.
But I'm
Tissue,
trying. I'm
Tissue,
trying.
stat.
I know.
It is so meaningful that you guys came down here for the support, because you guys loved me even through my worst, just along with my mom, and thank you guys very much for being here. Thank you. I am not gonna cry.
She's
I
crying.
am not
She's
gonna
crying.
cry.
I'm gonna see a tear
Thank
drop.
you. Thank you guys. I'm so happy to be here, and thank you, Robert. I was gonna try not to
Okay,
cry,
here comes the tissue.
but
Look, she's got I'm not crying. I'm not crying. There's no crying in baseball.
there's a lot to be crying in baseball. Thank you, Robert, for coming or Mr. DeVries, and helping get out this message to save lives.
It's huge, man.
This is very important. Thank you, Joey, for coming on here and holding me together.
Yeah,
How about this, you guys? Anyone that needs help or is looking to get some help can reach out to you guys.
Please.
Dude, yeah, I'm on
Please
Facebook,
do.
man. Anybody, there's certain things I can't talk about on air and stuff, but if somebody needs help or wants information, man, hit me up on Facebook, DM me.
And we
My-
are
my
not
account's
counselors,
No,
though.
dude.
We are not counselors or professionals. We
I'm
need
an
to state
idiot who
that.
got lucky, and I found a different way to live, man.
And that could help
just-
somebody else.
Just letting you know, man. My phone rings all the time for people and stuff, and I always pick up my phone or my DMs. I get people all the time. Hey, man, can you tell me about the program or whatever? But you can reach out to me anytime, man. That's what I'm here for.
Same
or
here.
Ashley. And
Please do.
I said it earlier, man. For you to take time out of your day, I know you're a busy man. It's Sunday. I mean, you drive an hour down the hill. You come here, listen to us idiots, and have to drive an hour back. It means the world that you, as a human being, are stepping out of your comfort zone to do something too. You know what I mean?
Well, the only way we're going to do it is doing it together.
Absolutely.
It's going to take one day at a time, one step at a time, and we can make a difference. And we are making a difference, and we talked about that. We still sorely lack here in the Mohave County treatment facilities, treatment opportunities. I mean, for the volume of the problem we have, that is where we are really hurting. But we have had some significant accomplishments and achievements, and we've got to focus on those and just keep striving forward.
I know that little thing that we were talking about earlier. It grows every year. That recovery in the park and stuff, and the walk away from drugs and all that kind of stuff. It's all that stuff grows every year that I've been there. I mean, it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's just you said it earlier. Information is power, man. It's everything, you know. And as long as we get out of our self-centeredness and let the process happen,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
I get in the way of all the good process.
I know. That's what I kept telling myself. Don't be nervous, because take yourself out of the equation. This is hopefully can help one.
If one person
One,
hits me
10,
up and goes, hey
100,000,
man,
yeah.
I need help. I want to check out and see what you do. It matters. It means everything.
Joey, when you talk about recovery in the park and the walk away from drugs, which we do in both of the communities here as well, an example of that is you never really know if you're reaching people. And we had a few years after, at one of the walks, the lady came up and introduced herself and said she was clean. I came to the very first walk.
Really?
And we kind of were surprised by that. But she said, I didn't come to get information. She said, you guys are handing out free food and I was hungry.
Wow.
While she was there, she did get the information and did follow through.
The seed was
And made a
planted right
difference.
there, man.
So one person at a time, that's all we can look at.
That's all it does, man. Literally. That's somebody's wife, sister, daughter, mom. It's when I see an addict on the street, man, I don't judge anybody for
No.
anything, man, because
Absolutely
but for
not.
the grace of God, there go I.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, that was me, or that could have been me.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't judge anybody, and I know that a lot of people out there have stigmas on addiction and addicts and this, that, and the other, man.
But how would you know unless you've been through the pain? Like, who are you to judge? We've all had pain in our lives.
Bunch of
We all
armchair
have something.
quarterbacks back there telling us what to do or how to do
Armchair
it, man. I'm like,
quarterbacks.
hey, man, come on, man. Unless you walked in my shoes, you don't have no right to judge me.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
That's the biggest thing. And that was a question that was posed to us at the Arizona Summit in September when we were down in Phoenix. I said, what could we work on if you didn't have any money? And because obviously everything costs.
Everything costs money.
But the one thing that I said that we can work on that wouldn't cost money, the stigma. If we can beat down that stigma, we can really accomplish a lot in itself. And that doesn't cost us a thing to do. And we all have to be willing to do that and realize that we can help individuals if we can take that stigma, that thought pattern away.
Right.
And they're open.
That's awesome, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming down here and, like he said, driving an hour just to come
For real.
sit with us.
Thank you,
Yes,
Barry. I mean,
thank you.
It
Thank
truly,
you.
truly means
Sorry, I was
means the
waiting.
world.
It
One more
does.
thing.
Yes.
Whoop, we have
If there is anybody that wants to tell their story or wants to come onto the show, and just have them contact us.
Yeah, if
But
you
that
guys
cat
want
could be
to,
yourself,
if you guys want to be on the show, like Kat was saying, or have something to say, you want to tell your story, we wholeheartedly welcome that. Please go on to the www.theb.news.
Put it up a can of worms.
But yeah, please, because your story might touch somebody and save a life. So thank you guys so much. Also, again, we do want to thank, I know I did it at the beginning, but thank you, Cheryl DeBat with West Care for sponsoring this show, this one here, and making it possible for us to be here today.
And good coffee.
Yeah, and if you guys want, last thing, so where I'm done, it was good coffee. We are at the Firehouse,
There
and we'll
you
be
go.
shooting again next Sunday at, I believe, 8:30 or 9 o'clock. If you guys want to come down, just be a part of it, watch to see what we're doing. We welcome you with open arms.
8:30, like 8
Well, probably 9.
a.m. or
Okay,
p.m.
9.
Which 8:30? The
9.
first 8:30 or the second 8:30?
The first.
Damn it.
No, yeah, you'll be here early again.
So next week, Joey will be back on the at 8:30 a.m.
Surprise! All right, you guys, thank you so much.
Thank you guys very much and take care.
Okay. Thank you, Chief. Gosh, thank you so much. You have no idea.
It does. It truly means the world. It means that you care.